In this video, I'm going to show you the 6 initial signs of dementia you can never ignore. Because the truth is, dementia doesn't appear overnight. It slowly creeps into your life, showing subtle signs that most people mistake for just aging. But by the time most people recognize what's happening, it's often too late to reverse the process. So stay with me until the end, because I'll explain each early sign in detail, how to recognize it, and what you can start doing today to protect your brain health. And I'll also leave a special video below in the description and the first pinned comment where I'll show you how to recover the sharp memory you had at 20 years old using a simple 7-second ritual you can do right from home. Now, before we dive in, let's take a moment to understand why this topic is so important. Dementia and Alzheimer's disease have become some of the fastest growing health challenges in the world. According to the Alzheimer's Association, more than 55 million people globally are living with dementia, and that number is expected to double in the next 20 years. Alzheimer's disease, which is the most common type of dementia, makes up 60 to 80% of those cases. But there are other forms too, like vascular dementia, Lewy body dementia, and frontotemporal dementia, all of which can cause memory loss, confusion, and changes in personality. Yet here's something most people don't realize. Memory loss diseases don't begin when you forget your loved ones' names. They start years earlier, with mild symptoms like short-term memory loss, brain fog, and difficulty concentrating. If you've ever felt a fuzzy brain, foggy head, or mental cloud that just won't go away, that's not just getting older. It could be your brain trying to send you an early warning. And that's exactly what I'm going to help you understand in today's video. Let's begin with the first sign of dementia you should never ignore. Sign number 1, frequent short-term memory loss. Everyone forgets things from time to time. You might misplace your keys, forget an appointment, or walk into a room and wonder why you went there. But when these lapses start happening frequently, especially with recent events or conversations, it could be one of the early signs of dementia or Alzheimer's disease. Short-term memory loss is when you can remember things from years ago but can't recall what you ate for breakfast. People often dismiss it as normal aging, but it's not always that simple. When the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for forming new memories, begins to deteriorate, these short-term memory lapses become more common. A good example is when someone starts repeating the same question over and over in a short span of time, or tells the same story multiple times without realizing it. If that sounds familiar, it's time to pay attention. So here's a practical tip. Start keeping a daily memory journal. Write down 3 things that happened during the day: a conversation, a meal, or something you read. Then review it the next morning. This simple habit helps keep your short-term memory active and strengthens your recall ability. Sign number 2, brain fog and difficulty focusing. Another major early sign of dementia is persistent brain fog. You know that feeling when your mind feels cloudy, your head feels heavy, or your thoughts seem slow and unclear? That's brain fog, also called mental fog, fuzzy brain, or foggy mind. Brain fog symptoms can come from many things, and lack of sleep, stress, dehydration, or even poor nutrition. But when brain fog becomes chronic, it can be an early warning sign of cognitive decline. It's often one of the first changes people notice before more severe dementia symptoms appear. A lot of people describe it as if their brain has a cloud over it, making it hard to think clearly or make decisions. If you find yourself struggling to follow conversations, losing track of what you were saying, or having a hard time concentrating on tasks you used to do easily, don't ignore it. You can start clearing brain fog instantly with some simple steps. Drink plenty of water. Dehydration is a major cause of mental fog. Get at least 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep, since lack of sleep brain fog is one of the most common triggers. And here's something most people overlook. Move your body. Physical activity improves blood flow to the brain and helps flush out toxins that cause that foggy feeling. And if you want to go deeper into how to eliminate brain fog naturally and restore your mental clarity fast, I'll leave that video right below. It's the same one where I talk about the 7-second ritual that can help you recover your sharp memory from when you were 20. Sign number 3, trouble finding words or following conversations. Have you ever noticed someone struggling to remember common words, like calling a refrigerator a cold box or saying that thing you write with instead of pen? This is one of the early signs of dementia called aphasia. It's when the brain starts having trouble connecting language and memory. People with early dementia or Alzheimer's dementia often find themselves pausing in the middle of a sentence, searching for the right word. They might stop engaging in conversations altogether because they feel embarrassed or frustrated. This communication difficulty can be heartbreaking both for the person and their loved ones, but understanding that it's not laziness or lack of attention, it's a brain symptom, can help everyone be more patient and supportive. A great tip here is to practice verbal recall exercises. Try describing your day out loud every evening. It may feel silly at first, but it's a powerful brain exercise that activates memory, language, and focus all at once. And remember, these early signs of dementia don't mean there's no hope. There are ways to slow, stop, and even reverse the process in some cases if you act early. That's why I'll leave a link below to a short video showing how to recover your memory power with that 7-second ritual you can easily do from home. Sign 4. Difficulty with daily tasks or decision making. Imagine this. You've been doing something your whole life, maybe cooking your favorite recipe, managing your bills, or driving to the grocery store, and suddenly you forget the steps. You stop halfway through a familiar routine and can't remember what comes next. That confusion and hesitation could be one of the first signs of dementia. This happens because the parts of the brain responsible for planning and organization, especially the frontal lobe, start to slow down. People with early Alzheimer's disease or frontotemporal dementia often struggle with complex or multi-step tasks. They might forget how to operate a washing machine they've used for years or mix up ingredients when baking a simple cake. At first, it may just seem like I'm distracted or I have too much on my mind. But if you or someone you love notices this happening frequently, it's worth paying attention. It could be more than just stress. It might be your brain signaling the beginning of cognitive decline. A simple way to strengthen this area is to keep your brain active through routine training. Try small puzzles, learning a new language, or even changing the route you take when walking your dog. These small changes stimulate neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new connections. If you're wondering what more you can do to protect your brain cells from dementia and Alzheimer's, I'll leave a video below in the description and in the first pinned comment. In that video, you'll discover a simple 7-second ritual that helps boost memory, increase focus, and clear brain fog almost instantly. Now let's move on to something that many people ignore until it becomes obvious. Sign number 5, personality or mood changes. This is one of the most painful and confusing symptoms for both patients and their families. In early dementia or Alzheimer's dementia, changes in mood, behavior, and even personality are common. A calm, gentle person might become easily irritated, anxious, or even aggressive. Someone who was social and talkative might suddenly prefer isolation. These changes are not emotional problems. They are neurological. As the brain's chemistry shifts in specific areas related to emotional regulation, like the amygdala and prefrontal cortex are affected, people can experience emotional swings or apathy. In vascular dementia, for example, small strokes can damage parts of the brain responsible for emotional control. In Lewy body dementia, mood changes are often accompanied by sleep disturbances or even hallucinations. Family members often describe this as it's like they're not the same person anymore. That's because dementia doesn't only affect memory. It changes how a person feels and reacts to the world around them. If you've noticed yourself or someone close becoming uncharacteristically irritable, depressed, or withdrawn, don't dismiss it as stress or aging. Early diagnosis can make a massive difference in treatment and prevention. And remember, dementia treatments today aren't limited to medication. Lifestyle changes, brain fog remedies, and natural brain exercises can all play a role in slowing or reversing cognitive decline. Here's something practical you can start right now. Every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. It might sound simple, but gratitude activates positive neural pathways and helps balance the brain chemistry that dementia disrupts. Keeping emotions stable and positive is one of the best ways to protect against cognitive decline. And speaking of protection, If you'd like to know how to clear brain fog instantly, boost memory recall, and support long-term brain health using a simple 7-second at-home ritual, make sure to check out the video I left below in the description. It could be the step that changes everything for you. Sign number 6, confusion about time or place. This might be one of the clearest early signs of dementia. People start to lose their sense of orientation. They forget what day it is, what time it is, or even where they are. For instance, someone might go to the kitchen in the middle of the night thinking it's morning, or get lost on their way home from a familiar neighborhood. This confusion happens because dementia affects the brain's temporal and parietal lobes, the areas responsible for time perception and spatial awareness. It's common in Alzheimer's disease, vascular dementia, and even in frontotemporal dementia. But what makes this symptom particularly dangerous is that it increases the risk of accidents and wandering. Families often realize something's wrong only when their loved one starts getting lost or seems unaware of how much time has passed. A useful daily exercise to strengthen this brain function is what neurologists call temporal grounding. Every morning, look at a calendar and verbally say the day, date, and time out loud. Throughout the day, repeat it whenever you check your watch or phone. It helps reinforce your brain's internal clock, something that tends to fade with early cognitive decline. Now, if you've recognized one or more of these signs, short-term memory loss, brain fog, trouble finding words, difficulty with tasks, personality changes, or confusion about time, don't panic. Recognizing them early gives you the chance to take action before things progress. And to help you take that first step, I'll leave a link right below this video to a short presentation that explains how to recover your memory, improve focus, and think sharply again using a proven 7-second ritual anyone can do at home. It's simple, natural, and has already helped thousands of people regain mental clarity. If this video has been helpful so far, make sure to hit that like button so YouTube can show it to more people who might be facing the same challenges. And let me know in the comments if you've ever experienced any of these symptoms, brain fog, short memory lapses, or losing focus, and how it has affected your daily life. Your story might help someone else feel less alone. When people start noticing these first signs, forgetting simple things, losing focus, feeling that constant brain fog, it's easy to fall into denial. They tell themselves, it's just stress, or I didn't sleep well, or everyone forgets things. And yes, sometimes that's true. But when the signs keep coming back day after day, it's your brain asking for help. The sad truth is that most people wait too long. By the time they seek medical advice, the damage to their memory centers, especially in the hippocampus and frontal cortex, has already advanced. And while modern Alzheimer's disease treatments and dementia treatments can help, prevention and early care are still the most powerful tools we have. Let's talk about why these early signs matter so much. When you catch dementia in its initial stages, when you first notice short-term memory loss or mild confusion, you're actually catching it at a time when the brain can still fight back. Your neurons are like trees. If you care for them early, they can grow new branches and connections. But if you wait until the roots are dry, the damage becomes harder to reverse. Studies from the Alzheimer's Association have shown that lifestyle adjustments like improved nutrition, better sleep, mental stimulation, and stress reduction can delay or even prevent cognitive decline. So the earlier you take these signs seriously, the more control you have over your future. Let's imagine two people. One begins to notice she's forgetting things, misplacing her keys, repeating herself, and decides to take action. She learns about brain fog remedies, changes her diet, exercises regularly, and even practices memory exercises daily. Within months, her mind feels sharper. She remembers names again, feels more confident, and her family notices the difference. The other person ignores the same signs. He assumes it's just aging. Over time, he starts struggling to remember familiar routes, forgets important dates, and becomes frustrated and withdrawn. His loved ones grow concerned. When he finally goes to the doctor, he's diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's dementia. By then, reversing the damage is far more difficult. This is why recognizing and acting on the first signs of dementia is crucial. It's not about fear. It's about hope. It's about empowering yourself with the right habits before memory loss diseases take control. So, what can you start doing right now to support your brain health and slow down memory decline? Here are 3 quick but powerful brain-saving actions you can apply today. 1. Rebuild your sleep routine. A major cause of mental fog and memory loss is lack of sleep. During deep sleep, your brain clears out toxins that cause that foggy, fuzzy feeling. When you consistently get less than 7 hours of rest, those toxins build up, leading to confusion, irritability, and even higher risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. If you've been struggling with sleep, try turning off screens an hour before bed and keeping your room cool and dark. You'll be surprised how much clearer your mind feels after just a few nights of proper rest. 2. Feed your brain, not your cravings. The foods you eat directly affect your memory. Diets high in sugar and processed foods contribute to inflammation, one of the root causes of Alzheimer's disease and vascular dementia. Replace these with healthy fats like olive oil, omega-3 rich fish, nuts, and blueberries. These foods protect neurons and boost your brain's ability to form new memories. You don't need to make huge changes overnight. Start by replacing one unhealthy snack with something nourishing. Your brain will thank you. 3. Practice the mental mirror. Every evening, take 5 minutes to recall your day in reverse order. Start from bedtime and work backward. What did you do an hour ago? What did you eat for lunch? Who did you talk to in the morning? This small daily exercise improves short-term and long-term memory by stimulating the brain's recall system. It's like doing push-ups for your mind. But even with these steps, many people still feel their minds are foggy and slow. That's why I recommend you watch the short video I've left below. It reveals a natural 7-second ritual you can do at home to clear brain fog instantly, restore focus, and help you recover the memory you had at 20 years old. Thousands of people have tried it and noticed their thinking become sharper, clearer, and faster within days. Because here's something most people don't realize. Your brain can heal. Neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to adapt, doesn't disappear with age. You just have to give it the right fuel and the right stimulus. If you start applying what you've learned today, through recognizing the signs, taking action, and practicing simple rituals to support your brain, you can prevent the devastating progression that so many families face. Think about what that means. Remembering your loved ones' birthdays without notes, enjoying conversations without losing your train of thought, and waking up every day with a clear, focused mind instead of confusion. You deserve that level of clarity, and it's not too late. If you've been feeling frustrated, worried, or scared that you might be losing your memory, please know there is hope. The earlier you act, the better your chances of recovery. And remember, I'll leave a link below to a short video that explains how this 7-second ritual helps reactivate your brain's natural memory pathways and reduce brain fog symptoms fast.